I'm drinking, I'm mixing everything that I see in front of me. You get me higher, so higher. C'est la vie. I'm lifted, I can't let go of this moment. Always in motion, like the floor of the ocean. Oh, wherever we go, it's up. Wherever the wind blows, it's us. I'm feeling like a million, I can't let you fuck it up. When we step in the building, we ain't with it, so you better check your ego. Just leave it at the door, cause I can see you through the people. I don't need an energy, I'm cool on all these people. It's up wherever we go, it's love wherever we go, and everybody knows it. Better check your ego, just leave it at the door, cause I can see you through the people. I don't need an energy, I'm cool on all these people. It's up wherever we go, it's love wherever we go, and everybody knows it. Let's head back to the Sofitel, views of the ocean with a ship sail. Wave au revoir to your old self.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Excited to have you with us right here on the Betting News Network. Welcome to Saucy Sundays. This is the All Sauce team. That is V-Sauce. That is Just Sook. My name's Sweatpants Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here. Kicking off your Sunday. Hope you're not too hungover out there. And if you are, you came to the right place. You're going to make you feel all nice and good inside. You know what I'm saying? What up, Sean Beasy? How's it going, big dog? We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Marcus Smart joining the Lakers. We're going to talk about some other NBA news. We're going to dive into some and talk about some win totals today, boys. Some ones that we like for going into the NBA season. We're going to talk about some baseball. V, do you have baseball today?
Unfortunately, I do, man. I just refuse to stop donating and handing out cake to the masses.
Hey, man, I bet two props I really liked a lot yesterday, 0 for 2, and I'm going straight back. I don't hear no bell, so I'm going in today with you. I feel you. Sook is possibly not going to do that.
SPJ with no WNBA has been nice. It's been nice. He's betting baseball with me again. It felt kind of empty without you on the diamond this year, you know?
I'm not going to lie. I know. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I have not missed it at all. WNBA has been so much better. Hey, also shout out yesterday to the WNBA, the All-Star team, or the All-Star game. Shit soared over. I'm so glad I bet that. The over was air. Those ladies just negative defense, just defense optional. Sook's so muted. Very muted. Goat.
Oh my God. Okay. Did you guys hear what I'm gonna fuck up the name. What L. Duncan said on the broadcast?
Yeah.
No.
She thought she was on that stream. She forgot she was on ESPN when she said that.
So she's live, V, and she just goes, just like our girls trip in Cancun, there's no D tonight.
On ESPN. Yeah.
I mean, okay, come on. Let's put it out. It's the course for how real these WNBA players are. You know what I mean? There's no gap between what we see them being and what they are in front of the cameras. And it's fun to fucking see. Shout out to the girls doing the 72-hour stream and bringing us in on all of All-Star Weekend.
The Stud Buds, baby. Yeah, what up, Analytics? Man, we got to get you guys back on. Sorry we haven't had you in the last few weeks. We need to get you back in the program. We love you guys. Thanks for being here. Chat, thanks for stopping by and hanging out.
We had no analytics to talk about during the summertime. You know what I mean? It's me betting baseball and then WNBA, who unfortunately we don't have a model for yet.
Maybe you should use BetOnline. You'll be a little better.
Yeah, maybe we should have Robert Eugene come back and hang out with us, and then they'll give us the winners, and you guys can listen to them instead of us. That's how that works. No, we'll have you guys back this week. I'll send you a DM. We've been a little bit on the slower side on the program the last couple of weeks. We've been doing some planning for the future, kind of getting some things rolling, but we're still live with you guys every day, so we hope you don't miss us too much. I just, since we're talking WNBA, I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on this because I don't really have I need to look at the data more, and I need to actually form a informed opinion about this, but just preliminarily on the surface, I think that it's so crazy that people are giving these ladies backlash for asking for more money. There's obviously the CBA negotiations going on in the WNBA right now. I'm sure you guys have seen it kind of floating around the timeline. And they're in the middle of the negotiations. There's a new collective bargaining agreement that's going to be happening in 2020. I think after 2026 season is when they go into their new extension of new broadcasting deals. There's going to be a lot more money associated with the WNBA. So appropriately, the ladies, the players right now currently are asking for them to have raises in association to what that CBA is going to look like. I don't understand why people don't get the fact that they're not that. Yeah, of course, the WNBA has not been a profitable industry over the last couple of seasons, but this is a new era of this. So these ladies should then get compensated accordingly to what is about to happen with this league or what is happening with this league. I don't really get why people don't understand that. And like smart people that I've seen post this are like, why are they asking for more money? This market doesn't make any money. Like no one watches the WNBA. And I'm like, you guys are stupid. Stop this. If we were having this discussion, first of all, I don't want to bring this. I'm kind of going on a tangent now. I want y'all's opinion on this too, but I just wanted to talk about it.
Oh my guy.
I don't understand. First of all, I don't think that this is a sexist argument, but the first part of this is like women should be paid equally for a job if it is appropriate. That's the first part of it. So if this was a conversation about men athletes making this, I think that this conversation would be a little bit different, and that's just where we are in society right now, which that's frustrating. But the fact is they're negotiating this in association to where the league is about to go, not where the league has been. You got to look forward, not look in the past.
And the entire world, like the markets, everything is speculation. So why not the WNBA?
No, I have something to say about this because honestly, for me, it's been par for the course of what we've been seeing going on in the world right now. For some reason, everybody feels the need to take the side of the billionaires. Like, can we stop? Can we stop? Like, somebody is out there unionizing. They're a fucking union. They are out there protesting for equal pay and doing things like that. When the fuck do we become a society that is out here for billionaires? Like, billionaires are our fucking friends. They are not. Since when the fuck did it become cool to shit on someone's protest for like equal rights, equal pay, and things like that? That's so fucking whack from what I've been seeing from people on the timeline. And honestly, it pisses me off because we used to call people like that back in the day when people actually gave a shit about workers' rights? Scabs. Those are fucking scabs. And everyone talking on the timeline like they have any clue, like they've been watching the NBA, like this whole fucking thing they want to talk about profit. Why are billionaires investing in more teams in more cities? Why is the league growing? Why did they just sign a $200 billion TV deal? I think it was, right? I understand there's more to this than I am saying, but at the end of the day, why are we not on the side of the workers, the employees? Why not? Why are we going to sit here and take the sides of billionaires saying, no, you know what? These women shouldn't be paid more. Shut the fuck up.
I'm glad you guys feel the same way. I didn't know. I had a feeling that you would, but it's so whack to me that like people are siding. And again, you just laid out some of these parts of this, which are really important in understanding. And again, there's a lot of levels to this. There's depth that we don't know because we're not in these meetings. But as you mentioned, this is about looking at the trajectory of where this league is going, not where the league has been previously. As you mentioned, we've talked about it on the shows before. The Valkyries have the highest attendance. The viewership of these people were like, no one's watching the WNBA. And I was like, there are millions and millions of people watching the WNBA. Just go look at the viewership.
At least gambling it.
Yeah, or either one. And it's
that's why people are watching baseball right now. You can't convince me otherwise. Baseball all of a sudden had to pick up after they sped up the game. No, it's because gambling is now fucking mainstream. And we've seen it in other sports. People are watching the Olympics more because they're betting on Team USA and things like that. People are watching FIBA. So during the summer, as someone who grew up watching these tournaments, nobody watched them shits.
Nobody watches shit. SPJ, did you play Slovenia yet?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Duh. I placed it next to when I placed Luka to win the MVP.
August 25th, chat. Yeah, it's going to start the FIBA tournament.
That's what I mean, though. Gambling goes hand in hand. Like, it shouldn't be like something to try to tear them down. If anything, it should be something to build them up, that people want to gamble in this space. It's why more people are watching. It happened across the board. It's going on in college.
I was watching the fights last night at my sister's house, and I had family members whipping out their phones, downloading gambling apps because they didn't watch the UFC, but they were like, yo, it might be fun if I have some skin in the game. And like, obviously, it's always preaching responsible gambling, but like, while we preach responsible gambling, manage your units, manage your bankroll, we have to admit whatever your wager that you're willing to lose is, once that wager is placed, it's a little more fun. Every sport.
Well, and this is and to kind of circle it back to what we're talking about with the WNBA and what they're negotiating, the whole reason that is happening is because of our investment in the game. And like the big corporations don't care about that necessarily. They obviously want us to watch and they want us to bet on it for sure. But like you have to realize as a consumer of the content, and as at this, you got to like pull this back of like loving sports, right? You got to look at this chat, put on your hat that you are a owner of a business, right? If you are owning a business and you want to further progress that business as a solid, good business owner, your employees need to be able to be happy in the workplace that they're working in. And they need to feel like they're getting the support that they need. They need to feel like that they're getting everything that they deserve, et cetera, to begin to then further the progression of your business. All of that and to say the reason why these ladies are coming out and saying this, and again, I hate when people turn this into like a sexist thing. It's so stupid. This has nothing to do with the fact that these are women. This has to do with the fact that these are just not, and these are employees that are not going to reap the benefits of a massive growth of industry. It's very basic. And I don't understand why people are going, oh, these ladies should they shut up and dribble. Like they should just play. Like, what are we talking? Like, no, they should be fighting for the rights of the money that they deserve based upon the progression of the league. And we've talked about it a lot.
SPJ.
It was dope. And I mean, that's what they should be doing. And it's like, it was dope to see. I like the fact that they wore the shirts. I mean, was it a little cringe? Yeah, sure. But like, you got to do what you got to do to get your point across. And they're making it very clear that this is their point. And you know what's going to happen, guys? And this can be maybe the lead into the rest of our day of everyone's come to church today. We're preaching to you guys. Hey, I mean, I am SPJ, and I've got my 2 disciples with me. Let's rock and roll.
I've done enough sinning, boys, that somebody help me.
I wanted to say, that was a great point that you bring up. And like they wouldn't be the first business to operate at a loss because they are paying their employees fairly. They wouldn't be the first business to do that. That's part of owning and operating and starting a business. You operate at a loss for a while until you become popular enough or you see enough sales or whatever the fuck it is, whatever industry you're in, start to turn a profit. This is all part of the game. And if your players, aka the product, feels underpaid, there's nothing you can really do. There's nothing you can do about that except make them happy, because at the end of the day, without your product, without your employees, this league is nothing.
I'm not a big Dave Portnoy fan. He said a lot of really stupid shit, as per usual. But I think his tweet talking about this was really right. And he is a multimillionaire, obviously a runner of a successful business. And he can break it down to you. If somebody like that, who understands that side of, like you're talking about business progression, understands it and goes, you guys are stupid for even saying that these ladies are competing, like saying that this is wrong for doing that, then that's enough for me. Obviously, there's a bunch of other people that feel the same way, but it's like he said, if I could buy a Boston WNBA franchise for $250 million, I would have done it yesterday. Because he can see the future of the industry. He can see what is happening with the growth of the business. That is a part of understanding the futuristic vision. And if the ladies were just like, whatever, we'll just sign it and make a few more bucks now, that's fine. They're going to be kicking themselves in 18 months when this whole new agreement kicks in and all the revenue continues to grow because of the growth. We've talked about it on here, boys. I want to buy a WNBA jersey. I would have told you that was crazy 2 years ago if I wanted to buy a WNBA jersey. And there's a lot of people that feel the same way that I do. And it would be just crazy for these ladies to not want to have a piece of that pie. They deserve it. They built the pie. So
Angel Reese has me thinking about buying Reeboks in 2025. I mean, there's something Angel there. Reese has
me thinking a lot of things.
All right now. Stook wanted to be stud buds on that video. That's what I heard.
I cannot believe the fact. I'm so happy that I stood on business with her and then she fucking turned the corner. That was dope.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. That was a good take. I will stand on business on the fact that I still think Caitlin Clark is really good, even though a lot of people are choosing this as an opportunity to say that she may not.
Did you see? Good. Okay, not to derail the shit out of us, but because we love the Gilbert Arenas podcast and
Jeff Teague, big fans.
Did you see Jeff Teague say that they figured out CC and she can't go left?
No, nor do I care.
No.
Yeah, he really said that.
Interesting. I mean, she's also been hurt, so like.
I mean, saying one of the best players in the entire women's association can't go left, or like she only goes left, I'm sorry, is insane. She clearly does not.
Dude.
But this is like one they used to say with LeBron. Turn LeBron into a jump shooter, and then that's how you're gonna win a game. Back when he was in Miami, or back when he was even in Cleveland. Remember, that's what they said. Turn him into a jump shooter, right? Turn him into a jump shooter. There's always going to be arguments like this when people think that, hey, look, somebody looks like the person who's on top of the mountain looks human right now. So they're going to pick at something and they're going to look at that. I see that happening here. Like, look, no, it's not true. But you know what I mean? Come on, what are we doing?
It got the clickbait. And that's
she's been fucking around with a groin injury for like what, 8 weeks now? Come on,
dude. Again, those guys, I just hope they go away. Just please, like, can we find out that Jeff Teague and Gilbert Arenas have been like illegally gambling somewhere so they can go to prison? Just get them off. I don't want them on their podcast anymore. Go away, man.
Oh, dude,
cancel these guys.
I saw a clip. You're gonna like this. When Nick Young won a championship with the Warriors, Arenas wanted to get on the in the parade. He wanted to get on the bus. Nick Young just didn't answer his call for like a week straight. He's like, I'm watching the parade. I'm calling Nick, and he sends me the voicemail.
These guys are just bozos, man. Just
I laughed so hard at that.
I'm like, I'm legit with. I'm like on the.
Sorry. I wanted to go too far along. Appreciate you, Metalytics. Thanks for the sub.
Shout out BA.
Big shout out. Also, Auntie D, have you been here before? We like you. Thanks for stopping by. Has this person been here before? If you have, we're sorry that I don't recognize your name, but I appreciate you hanging out. I hope you're having some fun today.
I have not seen Auntie before, so.
We got an aunt now. We need an uncle. Where's Uncle? Somebody be Unc. Actually, apparently we're all Uncs because we're old as shit now. So I guess.
Speak for yourself. Born young, staying young.
I know, dude. But it's not about us. It's about the people that call people Uncs. Apparently, if you're born in 1999 or below, you are an Unk.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What did Sook say the other day? He's like, I was born in 01. What are you talking about? Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Next year, I'll be born in 02. The year after, I'll be born in 03. Benjamin Button over here.
It makes sense why this is your summer 2016 then. It makes sense why you're going through summer 16 this year in 25.
You're like my British grandmother. She I didn't know how old she was until I was in my mid-20s, and I still ask her and she just goes, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, okay, grandma. Okay.
All right, Nana, fine. Let's go. All right, boys, let's talk some bets, and then we'll have fun for the rest of the show today. We're going to talk some NBA news. We're going to put together our top 10 tight end list. We've been doing this on the channel. We've already done quarterbacks. We've already done wide receivers. We've already done running backs. Today, we're going to be judging the masses. We're going to be judging the tight ends. Top 10 going into 2025, what we think. And boys, I was looking at, I don't know if you guys did a little bit of diving into this, but this is going to be funky. There's going to be some questions that we're going to have to answer on the tight ends, but we will do that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get the baseball cake out of the way. We will do this, fam. We could do O-line.
He's not doing O-lines. He's been spamming that in chat for a couple of days.
Our O-line rankings are just going to be like PFF rankings and stuff like that. We're going to do our best. We're going to do research, but it's going to come across like what else is there?
All right, fam. I'll give you my best O-line. It's the Steelers. They got Jonnu and they got Pat and they got second year, third year guys right on the line. They had a lot of trouble with like quarterback play last year, and now they got Aaron Rodgers under center. So if we're talking about O-lines, the O-line that I'm most excited to see, and SPJ can talk about this too, is like, dude, you got Patty lining up, you got Jonnu lining up. It's fucked.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be interesting. They're going to be very interesting. All right. Baseball cake, and then we'll jump to then we'll talk tight ends. I'll go first, V.
Please.
Kev, that's a good question. We'll talk about that in a minute, Kev. Any thoughts on first coach to be fired? I got a couple thoughts.
Sport?
Football, I think he's talking about.
Okay.
I would assume football. So all right, I'll go first. I have two plays on the diamond today. I really miss the WNBA. This will probably be the last day that I bet baseball because the WNBA will be back, and then we'll be diving into football. So this will probably be the last baseball cake I deliver you guys because I went 0 for 2 yesterday. It was not fun. This is why I really don't like betting baseball, man. because you feel so good about a play, you lab it, you feel great, and then the guy just does absolutely nothing.
Oh my God.
So frustrating. So frustrating. But let's dive back in. I'm going to the Dodgers game. The Dodgers taking on the Brewers today. I liked Shohei yesterday, and I didn't bet him, and of course he hit a home run. But I'm actually going to take a Brewer today. I'm going to take William Contreras, and I'm going to take his HRR. So it's over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 125. So I drank a little bit of juice. If you'd rather go for the bases, it's plus 140-ish, depending on where you shop. So I like that too. I did sprinkle his home run as well. Contreras has hit this line in 5 straight games. His HRR line specific, 4 of his last 5, had a hit yesterday in the first game, 2 RBIs, and he did score a run as well. But this is about his matchup with Kershaw. Kershaw's been obviously really good, one of the biggest names in the sport from on the mound, but he's had 10 at-bats against Kershaw, had 5 hits. He's hit a home run against him previously as well. I think he has a chance to get a hold of Kershaw again today, and I like the value on the home run. This guy hasn't hit a home run since Nam. Why is his line plus 525? I know that's kind of a higher line for home runs, but like he literally hasn't hit a home run in more than 20 games. So feeling some good stuff about that. I like the Brewers lineup here. I think that this is a good spot for William Contreras. And then the second one, this is my favorite. V, I don't know if you have thoughts about this one. We haven't really talked about this before the show, but I'm going to Eugenio Suarez for the Diamondbacks today. Really good numbers. Let me just pull up the stats here because I've got the Contreras ones that I was looking at previously. I like this game. I think there's going to be a lot of runs in this game. Now, he hit 2 home runs yesterday. So, if you're the type of person that kind of likes to fade a guy after having a really big game, then don't bet this with me. But he's got really good numbers once again. I got his total bases at plus 105. He just had 2 dingers, like I said yesterday. So obviously with 8 bases, he's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games. He's got good numbers against the St. Louis Cardinals, as he has a hit in 5 straight games against the Cardinals, all being this season. But on the bump for these Cardinals is Miles Mikolas. And against Mikolas, he has 17 at-bats, batting .412, and he has 2 home runs and 3 RBI. That's the only reason why I'm taking his home run again. Again, I know he had 2 home runs yesterday. Corbin Carroll went crazy yesterday too. But I like the value. I like the odds. He's in a good spot. Love the bases. Love the home run. So I'm sprinkling on Suarez. I do also like the Diamondbacks today. I think they should beat the Cardinals. But again, that's the extent of how deep I want to dive into the baseball lab. So Contreras, Suarez, I did parlay both of their home runs together if you'd like to have a little bit of fun. And get rocking and rolling, about plus 2,300 if you want to sprinkle on that as well. So Suarez, Contreras, here's your baseball cake for me.
Love it. I got one play. That's it. Starts about in an hour here. Kyle Schwarber. I bet this guy a lot. He's been absolutely on fire. He's hit this line in 8 of his last 10 home games, 7 of his last 10 overall, even 13 of his last 20. He has been fantastic. He hit a home run. I don't know if you watched that Phillies comeback last night, but it's fucking electric. Down 6-2. Bang, Harper, 4-run shot, grand slam, tie game. Bottom 9th, down 1. Bryson Stott up to bat, 2 people on base. Boom, yak, 3-run shot, win by 2, cover the spread, game goes over. The entire arena was on fire. The vibes are incredibly high in Philly right now. This is a team that is absolutely rolling at the top of their division, and they have no signs of stopping. Harper's missed significant time this year. Turner and Schwarber have really been carrying the load at the top side of this lineup, and the pitching has been fantastic. You got Ranger Suarez on the mound today. He's been really good. They've had some really good pitchers this season, but I'm looking at Schwarber. Over 1.5 total bases, you're getting it for plus 120. I think that's a great line for a guy like this. The matchup, maybe not he doesn't have the best numbers, but he does have some history against this guy. He's not batting the best, but again, like I said, he's been an absolutely elite at home this year. He's been fantastic for this Phillies team, and with the wind blowing at 8.3 miles per hour directly out and towards right field, it should only help his left-handed swing with a guy like Jose Soriano on the mound. I know he doesn't give up a lot of home runs, really a ground ball pitcher, but tonight against this lineup with the vibes as high as they've been in Philly, I really like Schwarber's over 1.5 total bases. And yes, obviously I took the yak. Can't skip the yak.
What was the odds on the home run?
Plus 260 I got
this morning.
Might be better now. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
You can get it at plus 300 depending on the book, but I got plus 260 on BetOnline.
I mean, you got with Schwarber, we've talked about this before. Even if his bases are plus 115, just take the home run, because usually if he's going to get a hit, it's most likely going to be a dong.
Schwarber and Harper both hit home runs yesterday, and I had them both in separate 3-teamers. So that was unfortunate. Luckily, I did bet them separately too, so that was okay.
That's good. Yeah, always sprinkled them straight. Cool. Well, there you go, guys. There's some fun on the diamond if you'd like to get involved. Baseball all day today. So go check out some more stuff at bettingnews.com. Obviously, go get involved with our sponsors at BetOnline, like V was just saying, with that QR code above Mr. Sook's head right there. All right. Let's cap it off on the diamond, and let's move to the hardwood.
My God.
Yeah. Yes. Sook's over it already. We're going to give you guys some futures bets that we like. We're going to talk about some win totals. We've kind of been gabbing about them some, kind of looking at some lines and things like that. So we're going to talk some futures. I think Sook also has a summer league a bet for us in just a second.
I do. V will like it.
Yeah, I can see it. But before we talk like bets, let's gab a little bit about some news. Obviously, LeBron, over the last 4 or 5 days, it's kind of gotten to the point now where it's looking like this might be his last season in the NBA. We've kind of been speculating that. You've been saying it, Sook, as well. Year 23, like last season, going on the tour of all the arenas.
I promised you guys.
Yeah, it's looking like that's going to be the case. It's also looking like that he is for sure going to stay in Los Angeles. I think it's kind of all died, the fact of him being traded other places, even though he hasn't come out and said anything himself. I think he's just enjoying it.
You had me thinking, though. You had me thinking.
I think a lot of people had been thinking about it. But I think that at this point it's been predetermined. And they made a move yesterday, which I think also further solidifies that, even though apparently it was more of Luka Doncic wanting this move to happen. Marcus Smart is now a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, got bought out of his Wizards contract, and is going to be a member of the Lakers now for 2 years, former Defensive Player of the Year. Not really seen a lot from Smart the last couple seasons, but he's been either on bad teams or just not really doing anything. I love this pickup for the Lakers, man. I think this is a great move. This gives them that defensive guard that they haven't really had. This kind of replaces the DFS defensive aspect of things. Marcus Smart's still a pretty decent offensive player, too. I like this move a lot. Apparently, Luka was the one that pushed for Smart to join the Lakers. I think it's a great move for Los Angeles. Kind of fills a void that they really needed. We'll just see if he has a lot of gas left in the tank, but he's still
so much.
I just think he got lost on a couple benches last year from weird trades and stuff like that. So I think
the John Collins thing, you're too conducive to winning.
Yeah, the Wizards didn't want to win any more games, so they just let Marcus chill on the bench. I like the move.
Can we just let V crash out for a minute here?
Sure. I mean, he's crashing out right now. Look at him.
Marcus Smart is a culture builder. He is the reason that JB, JT, and a lot of these guys play with the high motor, with the high defensive intensity that they do. He is the reason. There's nobody else on the Celtics team. It's not Joe Mazzulla. It wasn't Brad Stevens. It wasn't Ime Udoka. He was the reason that these guys played with that kind of tenacity on that side of the floor. He was the reason that, yes, we lost some games and he took some bad shots, but he was also the guy that won us countless more, that made bigger plays. And we saw it last year in his limited time with Washington, how he helped Jordan Poole elevate his play, how he was in the ear of these young guys like Bub Carrington, guys that we love to watch, guys like AJ Johnson for this Wizards, right? This young guard, and now you're gonna take him and you're gonna put him on a Lakers team that has guys like Austin Reeves coming up, a guy like Bronny James, who we've been seeing hooping in the summer league, boys. Right? Not only is he not looking too small this season, but he's playing big. He's playing defensive with defensive tenacity, and he's scoring the ball. So I think that this is not only a big move in terms of, yes, he's going to provide vital minutes for this team. He's going to be one of probably their best perimeter defender. But he is a culture builder, and watching him do that in a black or fucking purple and gold jersey.
Gold, purple, baby. Say it and say it proud.
My soul for 82 games and then into the playoffs. My God, I hate this so much. This the only thing that would have been worse, not even worse, akin to this is Robert Williams going to the Lakers. And
DC, they're a piece away, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep. This was I think if they get another big stretch four, or if they get a bona fide like sniper shooter, I think they jumped into.
Do you guys understand that they have 23 million between Kleber and Gabe Vincent to just move?
Yep.
They can get a guy, dude.
I think they're gonna. You think they're gonna get a guy before the start of the season, or do you think they're gonna wait and then do it mid-season, like around the trade deadline?
Mid-season. They're gonna catch a desperate team.
see how it's going, try to
Mhm.
snipe somebody that's on a bench or not happy in a particular situation, get a discount, and then kind of push to make the playoffs at that point, or like push to be top 4 or top 2 in the West at that point and roll into it.
Can I throw a
Maybe.
name out there that maybe doesn't necessarily fill the big man or the shooting role, but could
Hell
come
yeah.
off the bench and give you huge minutes in that exact
Sure.
situation?
As long as it's not Malik Beasley, go.
Josh Giddey from the Bulls.
Ain't
Wow.
happening.
He is in a situation where they don't want to pay him. He thinks he's owed
He's too
more.
ball dominant.
23 million going the other way, Sook, and he comes off the bench.
He's a restricted free agent. He's been tendered his qualifying offer. So his only options are to sign a deal with anyone, and then Chicago has the right to match. But teams usually do not engage into these negotiations, knowing on the other side there's going to be a full negotiation from your team that's already retained your rights. So it's a messy situation. Right now, Josh is deciding between taking the 1-year qualifying offer or if he's going to take the lowball 3-year offer he's gotten from Chicago. I tend to think he takes the qualifying offer. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I think so too.
I think he's going to take this year and try to play as good as he did to finish off last season, and then hit it next summer and go try to get the max. That's what I would do if I was trying to buy in on myself. If I think I'm healthy and I'm coming in, because we talked about. I mean, he averaged almost a triple-double to finish off the season last year for the Bulls. If he can do the same thing again for a full season,
if you guys were Chicago, I think you guys will agree with me. I would just max him and pay him. I would
too. I think so too. But that we've talked about this front office. They don't know what if
Kobe's
Zebra walked
2,
in, they'd
right?
be yeah. Kobe's not a 1. He's
and
not 3.
I'm pretty sure he would fall under bird rights as well with the Bulls.
Yes, no, they have his bird rights because it was a trade.
Pay him like a good amount too without being too worried about the cap. So what about a guy like Jonathan Kuminga?
That could be interesting. I like that move better than the Giddey. I think Giddey, just to talk about it from the Lakers, I think he's too ball dominant, and I really feel like they're going to go into this era of Luka being that guy, and like you can't bring in another guy that's because Josh Giddey doesn't do you anything as a standalone shooter or like somebody that's off the ball. Like I feel like Josh Giddey does his best work when he has the ball in his hands, and you can't have him and Luka on the court together. So like I don't think the fit would be right. I like the idea, kind of, but. Running the second unit would be fun, but I don't think Giddey wants to go run a second unit.
But now you have Austin that will be running the second unit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He just wants as many white guys in Los Angeles as possible, I guess, is the deal. No, I like culture. Yeah, there you go. No, they just want as many white guys to look terrible in those yellow jerseys. That's what they want.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot you think white guys look bad in the yellow jersey.
They do. They look terrible.
I could never say that, but yeah, they look fucked.
I think I'd be fine because I'm gonna have a little bit more oliveness to my complexion. But poor old Luka with his Slovenian, Casper Ghost skin, like he looks very weird in that yellow.
Austin Reeves just looks lost in there. He's just all arms in that jersey. You know what I mean?
Dude, also, how does that guy have a permanent farmer stand? He literally, like, regardless of time of year, he always has a farmer stand.
He's always working in the field.
We got to talk to Shaggy. He's from Oklahoma. Maybe Shaggy can give us some Midwest insight into Austin Reeves' body type.
Well, he's from Arkansas. He went to Oklahoma school, but he's from Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, which is still the same vibe.
Same thing, as they say, same
shit. Same shit, just next state next to it. But I like the Kuminga idea though. I don't hate that. Younger player, a little more of a slasher. I could see him catching a lot of lobs, and Luka, he has like when the Mavericks were obviously when they had that run, they had Derrick Jones Jr. on that team, and he filled that role of like a guy who can shoot, a guy who can slash to the bucket, finish around the rim, obviously have some highlight type plays. And Luka loved playing with a guy like that because you can go and say, "Yeah, I'm getting doubled, just cut, and I'll hit you, and you'll score."
That's a great shout out, SPJ, because he got paid He got paid for that season. That's a great shout out.
And he went to the Clippers and did the same thing. And I mean, I like him on that Clippers team too. But that type of slashing player would be a good fit, and Kuminga kind of fills that role for the Lakers because they do need another scorer like that.
But it's like the move would be you'd have to sign and trade Rui. Aren't they kind of the same thing?
Yeah, but I think Kuminga's younger and his ceiling is higher.
Okay. I think Kuminga's ceiling is higher than Rui's. Yeah, I feel like we've seen Rui's ceiling.
Okay. I mean, I think Rui definitely is underrated in my opinion. Good defender, good shooter too when he's in the right spots. I think he gets underwhelmed or I think he gets forgotten a little bit in that regard. But If you gave me the choice and said you got to give me Rui and maybe a pick, and I'll give you Kuminga, I would take that trade for sure.
Oh,
for upside.
I'm on the other side of that. Interesting.
Okay, you keep Rui.
I just feel like Rui does what Rui does. The two guys on my left love off-season narrative plays. Fucking skinny Luca loves him some Rui. He's been hanging out with him.
Skinny Luca. Oh man, give me a break that plus 700 MVP ticket. Come on now. Any other news we want to talk about before we jump into some of these future bets we're looking at?
No news, but this game kicks off in a little bit, and we're gonna jump into the future bets. But I took the Celtics +2. They're taking on the Hawks. I just think that I've been very surprised. I'm not a big Gonzalez guy, but I've loved his finishing. I've loved the way he's played. Vsauce has been on him since day one, and Jordan Walsh has been playing good. I just think that the Celtics next season, they're gonna be not very good, like SPJ thinks. I'm kind of leaning with him. And so I think that a lot of these summer league guys are going to want to show out. So I got a full unit on the Celtics +2. I think they steal this game from the Hawks. That's all I got for the rest of this. But I am very excited. There's 3 games today. I'm also on the Hornets, the +2 versus the Kings. I haven't officially placed that yet, but I really do think that the Hornets win that game. They've been fantastic in summer league. They've been so impressive. All of these guys have been true professionals. I am excited to see what the Hornets win total is for the rest of the season. So that's a good little segue into what we're going to talk about for the rest of the show, boys.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to talk about some. Now we're going to talk about a few win totals that we like. There's a lot of them out there for you guys, and obviously the NBA is quite a few months away. But it's always a good time to get some future investments if you would like. With our friends at BetOnline, you can obviously go and check out all of these lines that we're going to talk about right now. Sook's got a couple a little bit longer shot futures. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to stick with a couple of solid win totals. V, I don't know if you have any so far yet right now either.
I give my opinion on your guys' picks, my unwanted opinion.
Okay, I feel like looking at what we got, V, your opinion is just going to be very congratulatory. You're going to be with it.
I'm in.
I feel like that's the vibe. Let's start off with one of our favorite teams. We can kind of rope in some news about this. We haven't discussed it live, but Damian Lillard has rejoined the Portland Trail Blazers. He's going to make $70 million next year and not even touch the court probably because of the buyout from the Bucks and obviously the new contract he signed with the Blazers. 3-year contract, so this season is pretty much a wash, but then the following 2 seasons after that, he's returned to Portland to push. And as you said, Sook, we talked about this with this Blazers team. They seem like that they feel like they can compete right now. So they are making moves to compete right now. Right meow. Which is why I like them on their win total. Over 33.5 wins. I think this is a great line for this team. They went over this line last year, and nobody knew who this team was. You bring back Denny Advia. You bring back Shaedon Sharpe. You have another season of Scoot Henderson, Donovan Clingan. Obviously, I'm high on Hanson Yang. Who knows if he actually ends up having some substantial minutes for this team in the actual season. But you also have Dame, and Dame's not going to play a lot this year, but he's going to bring in culture. He's going to bring in competitiveness. He's going to bring in stuff to that bench and to the practices by what aura. He's going to, it's like the Smart conversation of bringing in somebody, even though Smart's going to contribute on the court, of bringing in a veteran guy with aura, with championship pedigree, with, scoring pedigree.
You're killing me right now.
To help these younger players develop even further. So I think the Blazers are going to be fun next year. We've talked about them a lot the last half of the season. I think it's going to continue going into this season. This win total feels too low for me. I think they could maybe flirt with winning 40 games. And we also kind of think that they might sneak in to the playoffs, which is a perfect softball to Sook as to why he thinks they could make the playoffs, which is a great plus money value you're getting right there too.
Yeah, I'm straight mucking about. I'm fucking about with this one. This is plus 550. Do not forget that making the playoffs in the NBA now means 1 through 6, boys. You're not making that play in. I place this wager half a unit because of the odds. I do think that this team wins 44 to 46 games. I think they're fantastic. And sometimes when we argue about teams and we're arguing about like, is this team good? Is this team bad? Is this team good? The arguments we have about Portland is like, who's the best center? Who's the best forward? Who's the lead guard? What are they going to do with Grant? What are they going to do with Holiday? All of these questions are good motherfucking questions to have as a franchise. It's hilarious to think, we're going to wake up in 6 months, and all of a sudden, Bill Simmons, all of a sudden, ESPN is going to realize that the Portland Trail Blazers are a fucking banging team again. So tap into that win total with a responsible amount, and then sprinkle the Blazers to be 1 through 6. Because I really do think that this team is about to make the leap. They're about to fuck some of these guys up. When you have a guy like Denny who's like dropping 43 on someone, and then you have a guy like Shaden Sharp who's dropping 37, Scoot, who hasn't even scratched the surface. This fucking team, boys, I'm going to be so fucking annoyed when everybody else is like, oh, do you know how good the Blazers are? So tap in now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I will say this. Sorry, go ahead, SPJ.
I was just real quick. Do me a favor, Sook, because I don't want you to be mad. Please place
the win right?
total. Please place the win total for a unit, because I know you just sprinkled that Blazers to make the playoffs, but you're going to be pissed at yourself if they end up making the 8th seed and not making the playoffs in the play-in or something, but they had 40 wins and you didn't bet the win total. Because I feel like we both
crazy.
33.5 is nuts, dude. They can win 35. They won. What did they win? 36 last year, and they were pretty bad to start the season. So I mean, all they got to do is be semi better to start the year, and they're going to flirt with 40 to 45 games, especially with the East being, or actually they're in the West, but
36 wins last year. You're not. They're going to be better than the Kings. They're going to be better than the Grizz. They're going to be good, dude. Come on.
They're going to be good. This feels like last year's Pistons team, the way that we talked about them the year prior, the way we talked about them in the summertime. And then we saw that exact same thing. Like you said, so 6 months later, everybody wants to talk about the Pistons.
You guys were all over Cade. I was all over Duran. And it's like, that's what we should do, boys. Like, when we're all over these teams, we got to like hammer these lines. Not hammer, responsibility.
Yeah, of course. Always responsible gambling. None of us are putting like multiple hundreds of dollars on these picks. No. But my point is like you said, Sook, the Blazers are a good team. We're very high on them. And then the playoffs thing, I would say cuts both ways. Because if you make it in off of the play-in, you still made the playoffs. Technically, if you were in that 8th seed when the playoffs started, you played game 1 of the postseason. Yeah. You win that bet. So it cuts both ways, right? You have
SPJ is right. Do the win total.
Exactly.
Do the win total.
Definitely do the win total. There's a reason that's minus 110 versus the 6-1 that you're going to get on the make the playoffs. And this just like popped into my head as SPJ was talking about the Blazers. Now, Hanson Yang may not play this season significant minutes. I understand that. But the idea of a front court, like they just removed DeAndre Ayton out of the equation, right? Now you've got like a guy like Toumani Camara, who is a fantastic wing defender, but is also big enough to play the 4 if you need him to play there, which he did last season. But you've also got a guy like Grant, who is great size, a good perimeter shooter, and can get you a bucket. But the front court in the future of Hanson Yang and Donovan Clingan just feels like they would play off of each other with their different styles of play so well. And that is something that gets me excited. And I think that's kind of what Portland's looking at towards the future. Like they want to compete this year, but they're looking at a roster here that is, they are looking at 3 to 4 years down the line.
Oh, they think they have all the pieces now.
All the pieces. Like you said, they have good problems. Who's your best player? Is it Scoot? We saw Scoot take a massive leap from his rookie season with the way that we were all talking about him, right? He came back in year 2, looked fantastic, looked even better. Shaden Sharp got much better, more under control, got the turnovers under control, and now you've removed Anthony Simons from the picture. The only vet that was in this locker room. Now it's all youngins trying to get theirs, and I am fucking excited for this team, boys. I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun, dude. It's gonna be really fun. Watch them win 20 games and suck ass.
No.
I highly doubt it. You know what? All right, I'll agree with. I'll just because I want this on camera and I'll clip it with you guys. If Portland wins 40 games by February, or let's go by March. If they win 40 games by March, I will buy a Denny Advia jersey of one of the Portland Trailblazers Denny jerseys.
Just add it to the cart, my guy.
I want to. Might end up just doing it for Christmas for myself anyway. But I just want to have it on camera that if the Portland Trailblazers have won 40 games by March, then I am going to buy a Denny jersey.
Shaden Sharp MIP.
Yep. Ooh. I mean, I'm on the Denny train, but I'm with you. I feel like one of these 3 guys, Scoot, Shaden, or Denny, if the Trailblazers are competing in the West going into the All-Star break, and one of these guys is having all of them are having big seasons, one of them is winning MIP. I think we can.
if you guys don't trust us, trust Vegas. Vegas has 3 of these motherfuckers in the top 6 to win MIP. That should tell you the trajectory of the Portland Trailblazers.
What's up, Grandpa Pant? Grand Panda? Grand Pant? I can't even see what that guy's. What's up, dude? How's it going? I like Denny. I like Yang. I mean, again, this core is fun. As long as Billups can put them back together. Again, if Shaden Sharp takes that other leap that you're talking about of possibly being a superstar, if Denny plays like he did at the end of last season, I really feel like that this is going to be something that's going to be fun to talk about. I got another one that is another one that's a little bit interesting. This is my Nets of last year, Sook. This is my Brooklyn Nets win total of last season going into this season. Give me the Washington Wizards. Over 20 and a half wins. Minus 115 is the odds you can get for this. I talked about the Nets last year over 19 and a half. That ended up being free, but because they played really well to start the season, which was fun. But we talked about this team. I love their core. I love the young bloods that they have there. I love everything that they can do. They can win 21 basketball games this year, man. I know this team has been the bottom of the barrel for the last few seasons in the NBA, and people joke about it, but they got talent on this roster, man. You got CJ McCollum in town now. You got Bilal Coulibaly taking another step. You got Bub Carrington. You got Keyshawn George. You got a lot of young pieces on this team that are going to compete this year. They're going to be fun. You got Alexander Sarr in year 2 as well, who looked really good at stretches last year. This team is going to be very fun. I don't think they're going to compete to make the playoffs. I'm not saying that. This is a different conversation than what we just talked about with Portland. But I think this team can win 21 games. Hell, I think they can maybe win 25 games if they can put it all together and compete. So I like Washington this season. I think they're going to be fun down in the district. And I think the 20 and a half win total is just too low. So give me the 20 and a half wins for the Washington Wizards.
I absolutely love this because the Wizards ownership group wants to compete. They own the Capitals as well. They're the type of ownership group that they have no interest in floundering. They have no interest in rebuilding. They have no interest in contention. Their only interest is being decent and selling tickets. So the Wizards have been bad the last few years, but guys, when we love the NBA, LeBron was in the East. The Wizards were good every year. Yeah, they never won 50 games, but they were always flirting with 46 to 48 wins. John Wall, Bradley Beal backcourt. We have to remember too that this is the same ownership group that gave Wall and Beal the bag. And now those contracts look bad in hindsight. But the big notion here is exactly what SPJ is saying, that they want this club to be good. And now with all the names that SPJ said, all of those guys are about to take a leap. For sure. They have so many young pieces. This is exactly what SPJ is saying with the Nets total. It's going to be the same thing. Maybe they're not going to win 30 games, but 25, 26 is definitely the easy number that they'll land at because they're not going to tank anymore. They got Sarr. They got Coulibaly. They got all the guys that they need to develop.
Yeah. Well, I like this too. I also think that the fact they have a bunch of expiring contracts this year.
Yeah.
CJ comes off the books. Middleton comes off of the books. So these are guys that are going to be playing for their next NBA contract. CJ had one of the worst contracts we've ever fucking seen. The reason that we have the new CBA people want to joke around about is because of CJ McCollum's contract. Right. Then you got a guy like Middleton who really hasn't lived up to the fact that the last 2 years of his contract, at least due to injuries and things like that. But these are both guys that have proven valuable for winning teams. These are both guys that have proven they can give you a lot when need be. And I think that they are going to play at a higher level this season just with that summer coming up. You know what I mean? Their summer's coming up. They're looking to go to probably, hopefully, a competitive team at this point in their careers. They're not looking to sign somewhere here with Washington. This is about getting money off of the books for Washington while acquiring picks and at the very same time developing the young talent that's in the locker room by surrounding them with good professional NBA players that also play at a high level. And that's exactly what Middleton does. And that's exactly what why am I blanking now? I just said his name.
Okay. It's okay.
CJ McCollum. You did good. You did good. I just had a thought since we're talking about this before we cap this futures conversation. All right. Now, this might be fantastic, fantasy land, but hear me out. What if, based on everything we talked about earlier, what if by the time we get to February or March, when is the trade deadline? February?
February.
What if we get to January? The Wizards are they've won 17 games or something by then, and they're obviously not going to make the playoffs. They're still just trying to play good basketball and build a culture and all that jazz, right? What if then the Lakers call the Wizards and go, yo, give us CJ. What do you want for CJ?
Does the money work, Suk?
They'll buy his ass out, or they'll give him Gabe and Kleba.
I mean, he's a good shooter. He's a good scorer. He could fit in nicely. He doesn't need the ball in his hands.
The buyouts that we've seen have completely changed my perception on things. Like, I've never seen so many buyouts, so many guys giving up money, and it sounds like pennies when like someone gives up 13 million comparatively to like the 60 million they're still getting. But it's like, boys, we're all human.
Yeah.
$13 million is a lot of fucking
insane
money.
Amount to just give up. Like, if we're talking about like, you earn that shit, you sign that deal, that's yours. You're giving it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like that concept of just from a managerial perspective? I think he'd fit in nicely on that Lakers rotation, and that might be the piece in January to February that they would need to push to compete for the top couple of spots in the West. What do you guys think?
Vsauce is gonna hate the shit out of us all year. SPJ.
Yeah, I'm not ready for this, but it's a solid move. It gives them, like, he fits that bucket getter that you need, that can run with the second unit, not to come off the bench, but can run valuable minutes with the second unit. We've seen him play point guard now in Portland when Dame was hurt. We saw him do it again in New Orleans when those guys were hurt. I mean, he's more than capable. The postseason is a different story, but regular season CJ is
Did you know CJ McCollum is the longest tenured player to average over 20 points and never win a championship or make an all-star game?
Interesting. Oh, yeah, he's never been an all-star. I forgot about that part of it. Yeah. So, question for you: what's a buyout look like for CJ at that point in the year with him? Is a contract expiring too? Like, wouldn't it make it
the buyout thing becomes super fucking messy because the teams buying out drag their feet, and there's also a deadline that if you get bought out and you sign with another team, it's possible, but if you do it too late, you can't play in the playoffs. So teams really fuck about. So if, like SPJ is saying, I think the most like realistic situation is that you move those dead albatross contracts in Gabe and fucking throw in fucking Vanderbilt. That's 30 mil. That's fucking CJ's contract right there. And you can't tell me that Vanderbilt is not valuable for the next couple of years. The other two guys come off your books. So I'm really with SPJ. Like, holy shit. I'm very scared of how much Lakers games I'm going to watch next year.
Okay, I'm afraid of how many Lakers games you're going to watch next year. That's what I'm fucking afraid of. In a year, the Celtics are not going to be good. I'm not fucking ready for this, boys, at all.
Oh, man.
I was hoping one would get traded so then Suk's fandom would also get traded.
The reason why it popped into my head was because we were talking about the I like this own.
Love it
for plus money. I mean, I think they win 40 games. So if you can ladder even higher than that, go for it.
I was also going to say, Suk, if this was like the Nets last year, we were supposed to shit on this pick. We fucked up.
Hey now, the Nets pick was hilarious. This one, dude, you guys remember when I christened them Pesky Portland? You guys at first were like, "What the fuck? You watching Portland games?" Then SPJ went, "Oh my god, have you ever been to Denny's?"
Oh, baby.
Honestly, that's actually exactly how it went down.
I'm shocked too because it's really cool that like I fell in love with the whole team. SPJ fell in love with Denny's, and fucking Vsauce fell in love with King Kong. There's always
King Kong. A little bit of Tumani threes. That guy blessed me so many times this past year. Yeah.
Well, and you guys know I watched quite a few Wizards games because I really liked Vucevic, and he hasn't even played at all for that team.
Re-signed him, though. They re-signed him.
I know they kept him around because he's a 7-footer. He can shoot. I think he's got a lot of talent, and I think that he might end up playing some more this year. I like him. He's got some zingus tingus pingus in his game, and I think that
how the fuck have we not talked about Sar for MIP, boys? All three of us love his fucking ball handling and 3-point shooting.
If I had to choose somebody on this team to win MIP, I don't think it would be Sar. I think it would be either Bub or Koulibaly. Just because of they're going to be a lot more, I think, one of those two guys are going to flirt with, because they were flirting with triple doubles to finish off the season, dude. And both of those guys are so young. They have so much potential to grow, man. Like, I just really feel like that if one of them.
Can I parlay the win totals for Portland and Washington?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Maybe on your book you can. So I was gonna say though, I for me it's always hard to give a second year player the MIP because that's more of a player on the trajectory he was supposed to be on, especially when you're like a top 5 pick. That's also why,
dude, I was being nice that day. Derek White ain't getting it.
No, Derek White. No, relax. Watch the increase in numbers. We're gonna see it.
Chad, if you want to go watch the replay of our show on Friday, we went through and picked all of our award winners for the season. Is what we're talking about. If you want to go watch the whole replay of that, get involved with that conversation. But one more thing, because then we got to have some fun with tight ends, and we're gonna run out of time. But it sounds like we're just gonna go over today. So whatever. You want to talk about why you think the Bayou is gonna be sad next year, Suk?
Yeah, so this is my last season-long future that I've placed for today, but I took the Pelicans. Worst record, plus 3,500. I only have $10 on it, guys. Let's not be crazy here. But I've talked about this before. I thought this team was incredibly mismanaged coming into last year. You guys were shocked when I said it, but I said you have an absolute logjam at positions, and you're not doing guys any favors when you're not managing your team properly, and you don't make your locker room feel like there's room to grow. This Pelicans team, they do not seem like they have any sort of direction. You have Zion on the roster, but nobody knows if he's the superstar cornerstone, if he's on trade watch, or what the fuck is going on. With so many questions and such an ugly fucking jersey and such a stupid fucking name of the Pelicans, I'm taking the Pelicans. I put $10 on this, half a unit. I think
called them last year to be terrible, and they were.
They're going to be bad. They're going to be really bad, boys. And I promise that. I absolutely promise that this team will fucking suck.
This is probably going to have, they're going to be really fucking bad. But if this happens, worst record, Hawks are looking fantastic going into the 2027 season.
They stole Dyson Daniels. They just fucking robbed them of
Not even just that. They have the first round pick next year.
Do they?
Yeah, They traded it for that Derek Queen. They traded up and they traded next year's first round pick for Derek Queen. So if they go,
bro, and Derek Queen, your fucking rookie that you drafted as a lottery pick is about to miss the first 3 months of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be messy.
Yeah,
and honestly,
bomb ass franchise.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, they brought in the tank commander, Jordan Poole, too. He's going to be taking 20 shots a game, faux show, down in the Bayou.
We've got some history with the worst record, too. So that's the guy you want behind. That's the guy you want under center when you
betting his threes and points is going to be fun at particular points of the season, though, because there's going to be times where he might be the only legitimate scorer they have on the court. I mean, they still have.
There is going to be a game that we take the 3.5 threes, SPJ, and we crash out because he goes 3 of 13.
3 of 17. 13's jump change, dude. That's some rookie numbers.
3 of 13 sounds like a good night.
Yeah. Sounds like a positive night for Mr. Poole. All right. Well, there's some fun win totals for you guys and some futures in the NBA if you want to get involved. Yeah. Thank you, Herb Jones.
These guys are good, though, but it's like they're not doing them any favors.
All right. Here you go. One more fantastical Lakers moment. Imagine if they go snag Trey Murphy from the Pelicans.
I feel like if the Pelicans have any sort of self-respect, Trey Murphy. They've got to hold on to him. He's so good, dude.
I know, but imagine if, again, they're terrible and they need money and they want to move some picks and you get the right situation because he would be an incredible addition to this Lakers with his defense, with his three-point shooting, with his abilities, untapped young guy too. Ooh, that would be fun.
Marcus Smart is their enforcer. Vsauce is going to hate this so much, but every single time SPJ is going to get sad that someone bumped Luka, Marcus Smart is going to be right fucking there in the dude's face. Luka's going to get I'm not the type of dude that thinks that Luka's bad on defense. I just think he gets picked on. But like, dude, Marcus Smart is gonna help so much, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
and he's gonna help establish a different mindset on that side of the floor, especially while DeAndre Ayton hides in the corner.
He's gonna tell Luka to fucking smack dudes. Patrick Beverly has talked about this before. We like to laugh at Luka's body type, not SPJ, me and V, but like. Luka, like Patrick Beverly said, Luka is like one of the strongest dudes in the association. When he gets you on the block, he's moving you around wherever he wants.
That European strength, man, is different. It's different. And just because we're still talking about the Lakers, do you guys see that graphic of Jokic versus DeAndre Ayton? And the fact that Jokic shoots, he has a 97% true shooting percentage against DeAndre Ayton when Ayton's guarding.
I feel like Jokic has that against a lot of centers, though.
Yeah,
But to pick on Ayton, it makes sense.
Somebody posted it because like they were like, the Lakers and how Jokic cooks the Lakers. They're like, it's not about to get any better. It's not getting any better.
Dude, this fucking year in the association is gonna be hype. But we should
It's gonna be very fun. And it's a Grand Panta, Grandpa Ta, Grand Panta. Thank you, Grand Panta. DeJounte Murray coming back from the Achilles injury is going to be interesting to see how he does because
it depends on when he comes back too. Is he going to be ready day one? Like, I don't think so.
I doubt it. I mean,
he went down late in the year.
It was like mid-season.
It wasn't late. It was post All-Star or before.
No, it was before All-Star break. It was like January, maybe.
Yeah,
I remember. I bet on him that game, so I want to say January. I don't think he's going to play to start the season. I'd be surprised unless he had some miraculous Achilles recovery, but that's usually a 12-month recovery process, if not a little bit longer.
At the very least, I would say, yeah. And especially he has a history, I think, of, was it an ACL before?
Yeah, he tore his ACL in San Antonio.
So when that kind of situation arises, like I said, it's all about like different ligaments, different muscles kind of bearing the brunt of the load. So things like that happen. You really need to take your time and come back, especially because he's still young. He's got a lot of career in front of him. So he's got to take his time to come back and, just make sure he does it properly.
Fuck, I love talking about hoops with you boys. I could talk to DeJounte like 10 more minutes. Like, dude, he was like a guy that was stuck behind Derek White, got traded, got injured. It's like it really makes you realize, like, when you love sports a lot, like a guy like DeJounte Murray has all of the talent, but like life gets in the way. Injuries get in the way, situations get in the way.
There's so many for every generational talent. There's 7 of other ones that were there that either got catastrophically injured or they were stuck in bad situations and they missed their window. And that's just sports,
Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge was a tandem that we never got to fucking experience.
Oh my God! Are we just lubing up all the Blazers today, boys?
You're a Portland Trailblazers fan watching this show. You're having a great time today. Let's answer Owen's question real quick because we got to talk football.
I feel like they win probably closer to 60 games again, but 55.5 is a hard win total for me to sweat out for minus 130 all year. You know what I mean? Like, as a fan, I'm gonna be cheering for 56 wins for my team anyways, but to sweat out a minus 130.
Your team's winning 40 or less.
No,
I don't like it necessarily, Owen, for the value like these guys are just talking about, because they could regress a little bit. They should win 60 games again with everything they have in place, but I don't like it for the value. That's a lot of games you got to win.
Not to fucking derail us further. Have you guys seen the offseason videos of Mobley and Durant going at it?
Oh yeah,
Mobley and Steven Adams too.
Yeah,
I mean, Steven Adams, different level, sure.
If Mobley, watching Mobley and Durant go back and forth, it was literally like, wow, Mobley is like Durant body type, straight up.
It's like, it's like weird because Mobley translated that ball handling more into facilitating. Like, he's very good from passing from the 4 spot.
Also, I'm really proud of myself. I mean, we just nailed this conversation without even looking it up. Like, straight up, 100%, 10 out of 10. But thank you for fact checking us. I'm glad that we actually nailed it, though, so that's dope. Dude, watching those videos, I was like, this is like a younger KD if he progresses the same way. He doesn't have I think KD's a better scorer from a shooting perspective than Mobley will ever be, but his facilitating.
At this age already, too? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
his length.
Since last year, All NBA last year, All-Star last year. Like, let's not forget that Mobley is itching in the top 20 of the association.
And I know that like he had some injuries last season, but there's something about his body type, that fact that there's like longevity there. He's not putting a lot of strain or his like type of play. He's like Tim Duncan is obviously not trying to make that comparison, but in the way that it feels effortless.
Dude, that is a good one though.
Right? Like where it's like they're not putting the strain on their body, so they'll be ready to play 65 games. They'll be good to well into the postseason, abstaining from some kind of freak injury. Whereas you see a guy like Joel, he plays so hard and so fucking fantastic. Also, shout out to that article that was just released on him via ESPN. You boys should give it a read too. Man, makes me feel bad for a lot of the stuff I've said about him, but still, fuck the Sixers. He puts a huge load on his body all the time because of the physicality that he plays with and the intensity. You saw it with guys like Shaq and Chuck at a young age, but guys like Mobley, a guy like Timmy, longevity comes up all the time, right? You see it from a guy like Jared Allen who plays with that same kind of type, but Mobley is like obviously significantly better offensively. I think that this is a guy we're going to be watching here that plays a lot of minutes, that plays a lot of games, and like we've been saying about him, is only like just getting into what he's going to be in this league. Like the last season was the first step in that direction. What we're going to see come from this guy, I'm very excited.
Are we still, the three of us have talked about this before, are we still of the same mind that they should move Darius for a larger two?
Yeah.
I think so. I think they will by the trade deadline, maybe, if they're not cooking at that point.
He's good. He just hasn't given me enough for me to think that like he's irreplaceable.
Darius is great. It's the fit with D Mitch that makes me question it.
It doesn't work.
It's a very small backcourt, especially when you have the front court and the defensive front court you have. It's very hard to leave them hanging the way they do consistently, and it didn't get any better with the moves they made.
That's why they didn't get over the hump.
We laughed at this. The Cavs had one of the best offensive ratings in the playoffs, and they still got dusted because they can't stop on the other end.
Their defensive efficiency and their ratings defensively are a little bit overinflated purely off the fact of how good they were in the paint. So, like we talked about it all season long last year, you could fade the backcourt a little bit, especially if you got a couple good shooters and guys who can attack guards, because both of those guys are good defenders, but they're small and they get exposed.
Boys, giddy for Garland.
I can get down with that.
Dude, it's like you're fucking in my head because you're talking about it. And I was thinking maybe a bigger two guard might be good, but a bigger point guard might also be the fucking move here.
I like that. Because D Mitch can then just be a scorer. Like he can just, because he got, the way he got injured at the end of the playoffs too, you could tell he was frustrated and his usage was so high because they needed him to do everything. And I think that could be fun.
One likes that.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And that would then, in my opinion, put them as the best team in the East, bar none.
Yeah. We saw it last year, too. They had multiple losses to the Hawks, not for good reason, because the Hawks did well what they did poorly. They defended the perimeter. They had great guard defense, and they scored the ball at a very high volume. And then that's exactly why they were able to keep up with the Cavaliers' offense.
Fuck, the Hawks are going to be good, too, dude.
I know, man. The Hawks, the Magic, too. The East is going to be fun this year, even though it's down. But it's going to be fun because there's going to be a lot of parity. So it's going to be great to see which teams rise, which teams don't perform well. But on the Darius Garland note to Chicago, since we're talking about it, I love it from the Bulls or from the Cavs perspective. But then the Bulls would have the same problem that the Cavs have now. You'd have two tiny guards in the fact that like Kobe White and Darius Garland is your starting backcourt. Kobe White's actually pretty big. I think he's 6'5".
He's 6'5", yeah.
But still, he's that's a DC small side. Yeah, he's me. So, like, yeah, he's a big dude. But, like, in the NBA terms, I'm still a small person in that regard. So, like, I think that they would get taken advantage of defensively, which they already do. So, I don't know if I like it necessarily from the Chicago perspective, unless you feel good about that. But I don't know. I love the Giddey to the Cleveland situation. That would be really fun. Before we got to go to football, but I think
do we?
I want to talk tight ends. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that Donovan Mitchell could have his best season as an NBA player this year, based on what we've seen from him, how their season ended last year, the injuries and everything. And I really do feel like he wants to bring a championship to Cleveland. And I think that he could start coming in from day one and want to just cook everybody. I think he could possibly flirt with an MVP conversation. I think he was started to be in the conversation last year because of how good that team was, but because of Mobley and because of Garland and because of those other guys, he didn't quite get the votes. But I think D-Mitch could have a big Spider season next year. I was thinking about it when we were looking at MVP odds a couple of days ago, and I didn't bring it up. But now we're talking Cavs, so I was like, worth a chat. What do you guys think?
I 100% agree. I do think that he's that level of impact player, but I think we've talked about this like 1,000 times. The voters fucking suck. They want to see 35.
I don't know. He's not going to win the MVP. I don't think because of that.
I do think that he's that level of impact.
The years of a Steve Nash MVP are gone. You know what I mean? It's just like those things don't happen as much anymore. They want to see the guys doing and it's. I understand the argument when you see guys having the kind of seasons that like Shea and Jokic and Embiid have had over the last few years. It's kind of hard to stray away from that. But a guy like D-Mitch that is, putting up big numbers, winning 60+ games, and he's doing it on a team that, like, the volume that he sees isn't equal to everybody else. I don't know. I feel like he deserves some respect. But the way voting kind of gone over the last few years makes me feel otherwise, like Sook said.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to win MVP, but I do think he
deserves to be in the combo for sure.
Oh, he's going to get those like fourth spot votes for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think he could his. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk football. Chat, drop a dub if you're enjoying the show. We're having some fun today, just kind of gabbing since we don't have a bunch of stuff to bet on today. But we are going to talk football now. We're going to talk about our top 10 tight ends going into the 2025 season. We have done this for quarterbacks. We've done this for running backs. We've done this for wide receivers. If you want to go check out all of the previous stuff we have on our social media, you can look at the graphs we put together. We're going to do it for tight ends right now. And this is going to be interesting, boys, looking down this list. And just to say as well for the ramifications of this, and then there's the running back list. This is current situation going into 2025. So yes, you can look at previous stats and how these guys have done previously, but this is their situation of what they are going into this season, offensive staff, quarterback play, the team around them, how much usage they're going to get, et cetera, et cetera. So factor that into what we are putting together for this list. What were you going to say?
I was going to say honorary number one, Cal Raleigh, number one tight end on the diamond right now.
That's tight end in the biz. That's tight end. Big Dumper's number one. We can just fill that spot out now.
Yeah.
Generational day for the tight ends. All right. Now, the ESPN list for this I thought was super interesting, and it shows that Travis Kelce was top of this list 2 years in a row. He was 5th this year going into the season. Goes to show you his drop-off based upon what we saw from Kelce last year. Now, do you guys have any thoughts before we jump straight into this, or should we just start at 1 and go down?
I think this is going to be highly contentious, and I have plenty of thoughts. And Vsauce, I want you to fight for your boy. I have him high.
I'm gonna fight for my boy. I'm gonna not number one, but I'm gonna fight for my boy because you know what? The tight end
to be on the list.
Landscape has
number
changed.
One would be crazy.
It's changed, boys. Travis Kelce's, the George Kittles, those are yesteryear's tight ends. We've moved on to today. The Brock Bowers of the world.
Okay, so Vsauce has seen the board the same as me. SPJ, do you feel the same way? Like we got some of these legends we might have to go lower with?
100%. But I will disagree with you on the Kittle situation. Just got a contract extension, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. If he stays healthy, he's still a top 2 tight end in the NFL. I will stand on that. So I think that Kittle deserves to be in the number 1 conversation for sure, based upon what we've seen from him previously, and also going into the fact of he might be the most targeted player on that 49ers offense based upon the pass catchers that they have. So
3.
I can get down with. I think he needs to be top 3. Will not negotiate any further than that. I think Kittle deserves to be top 3. I am down to put Bowers at 1 if you guys want. I think that we still need to see more, but what we saw from him last season, I have no issue with putting him 1. What do you guys think of Bowers at 1?
I saw enough.
I think Bowers at 1 feels good. Going into
even with terrible quarterback play.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an upgrade from what he saw last year. So that's not saying much, but it's an upgrade.
I mean, who's the Raider starter this year?
Geno Smith, baby.
Geno. Hey, Geno's all right now.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I can get down with that.
And Pete Carroll too. So it's not like it's foreign territory for our boy here. You know.
Also, you got Ginty now running the ball. They got a better running game.
Max Crosby still on that defensive line, fully healthy this year. I mean, hey, vibes are high. New coach, new QB, new running back, some new toys.
Yeah, he's definitely in a better situation than last year, and last year he balled the fuck out.
Yeah. One of the best rookie tight end seasons of all time. One of the best rookie seasons of all time. So
are we over exaggerating? Put him one though? No,
I don't think so. No. Going into this season, his target share, and last year he didn't even score touchdowns, and he was almost the number 1 tight end. He was the top 5 pass catcher in the NFL.
Just 5 TDs, just 5 TDs, boys.
That's gonna go up this season if he stays healthy. All right, we can move on from Bowers then. So number 2, I want to put Kittle here.
My only argument for Kittle would be McBride. Trey McBride, who is doing it with fucking Kyler Murray. You know what I mean? Like, I know that there's games where we're sitting there staring at our TVs, fucking yelling at him, why can't he get us 50 yards? But there's also games where he's trucking dudes, he's catching balls in the end zone, he's putting up points for this team. The youth, that aspect of it is giving me a little bit more leniency towards him just going into this year. But I can see the argument for both because, like you said, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Kittle also did it with some games missed. I see the argument there. I feel like he didn't have as much of a drop-off. I'm giving him a little more shit for Kelsey's body of work than I should be. But I could see it. So, look, what about you? You be the tiebreaker here.
Fuck. I feel like I said the opposite before we started, that we should go with the young guys, but now, like,
I think Kittle's the only old head I'm looking at right now.
Actually, fuck it. Let's let SPJ break it. Kittle or McBride? Where are you going?
I like Kittle. I think I would feel good about Kittle. Then I would like to discuss McBride, like Padge said in the chat, McBride or Laporta, because I feel like that's a discussion worth having. Okay, so then we can agree. Then Kittle 2, McBride 3, Laporta 4. I feel good about that. You guys feel good about that?
You guys know I have 2 Steelers on my list.
Wow, you have 2?
Yeah.
2 in the top 10?
Sooks fandom in the NFL is Baker.
Very funny.
And then it's whatever. It's like me in baseball. I find a new team. Did I just go blur sauce? What the fuck's happened to me?
You blur sauce. Yes,
you're back.
You're right. You're fine. I very much like the Steelers for no fucking reason.
You randomly like the Lions too. So
yeah.
So it's just a whore in the NFL. He's just a whore.
Whoever's making him money.
NFL, real life, anywhere, streets, whatever.
It doesn't matter. All right, so Bowers at 1, Kittle 2, McBride 3,
yeah,
Laporta 4.
I got Kraft at 4, but let me make my argument.
You have him at 4?
At 4. Over Laporta. I get the argument for Laporta. I do, but like I said,
rebasing crack today.
Going into this next season, look at the offenses and look at what is on the side of the Green Bay Packers and look at what's on the side of the Detroit Lions. Ahead of Sam Laporta in terms of just guys who are going to see the ball, guys we know for sure: Amon-Ra, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. Those 3 for sure. Then you look at a guy like Jameson Williams, who went absolutely bonkers last year. Right? We know he's a deep threat. We know all of that stuff. And you have your offensive coordinator, the guru, the genius that developed this 2 tight end system, this 2 running back system.
You're too blurry for me to trust you.
Old offensive linemen passing to tight ends and shit like that. He's now in Chicago. Right? I'm just saying, I feel like going into this next season, we've also seen a little bit of an injury history with Laporta. We've seen him miss some games in multiple seasons and really not be able to put up like that 16-game mark from what you want to see with the tight end. I would also argue that Tucker Kraft is the better run blocking tight end. The better run blocking tight end. I would say he's the best run blocking tight end out of the 3 here outside of maybe George Kittle in terms of what Tucker Kraft also brings to the game. So,
respectfully, we let you get that wholesale job. Good job. He ain't going in the top 6. Respectfully.
Top 6?
Bro, he's my 8. And I thought that was incredibly high.
Brother.
You guys are crazy.
Mark Andrews, Laporta, Kelsey.
All right, let's really fuck up this guy's day. Who's better, Jonnu or fucking Tucker?
There's no. I know SPJ is also going to lead Jonnu. Jonnu's not better than Tucker Kraft. Jonnu had 4 good games last year, and everybody's ready to hand this guy tight end of the year. 4.
He had way more than 4 good games.
Pull him up. Pull up the stats. 4 to end the year.
I'll read it up right now.
What are we talking about, Jonnu Smith?
Dallas Goedert, I think, is a little better than Tucker Kraft.
Jonnu had 200-yard games, a 96-yard game, a bunch of 50 and 40-yard games. It's much more than 4V. He had like 6-7 games of 5-6 receptions, much more than 4 games.
Dude, he's not better than Tucker Kraft at this age going into this season.
I don't think necessarily that's true, but I do think that the conversation could.
I have Tucker and Jonnu in my top 10. So where you want to put Tucker, boys?
Number 4, then.
No.
Laporta?
Right.
No.
10 games?
No. I don't want V to totally crash out. So we can agree that Kraft can be Kraft's on the list. How about that?
Sure. All right.
Sure.
But I mean, seriously,
I'm glad we can come to that.
Andrews, Laporta, Patty. Should we go Laporta here, or should we go Andrews here at 4?
Mark. Let's go Mark.
My only concern about Mark is obviously the injuries, but also they paid Isaiah Likely almost the exact same contract to him. So I feel like that internally they also feel like that Likely's just as important as Andrews, which concerns me about Andrews' usage next year.
I could see that because this list is about who's going to perform next year. So
this is about going into 2025. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but then not to fuck shit up more. What about Hawk?
I like Hawk a lot, but I'm worried about JJ McCarthy maybe not being good.
Fuck, where do we go, boys? From the plums, 4.
Let's go Laporta here.
Sam?
I feel like we can. V hates it, but I feel like we can all get down with Laporta.
1P. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Laporta potty. All right. Now it's going to get really wild because this is where it's going to turn into. How about I can venture the conversation of either having Kraft at 6 or 7.
I have him at 8, so
I do too, but V wanted him at 4, so we need to meet somewhere in the middle.
I can go with Mark Andrews, but I agree with you, SPJ. I feel like the writing's on the wall in that situation. Even last year, up until like the second half of the season, everybody was kind of staring at Mark Andrews like, what the fuck is going on? Isaiah Likely is definitely the more athletic guy. He's the younger guy, and he's probably not the better pass catcher right now, but I mean,
we can't put Mark here if you think that. You gotta put him lower then.
Well, then who do we put above him? Do we put Hawkinson there? But I'm concerned about the McCarthy play. If he's not very good, then they are cooked.
Kelsey,
because of
Ferguson.
Kelsey feels really low.
I love Ferguson.
I know. Maybe I'm underrating him this year, but he didn't look good last year either. It wasn't even about anything else. Kelsey just didn't look like the same athlete, and he is the oldest out of everybody we're going to be on this list.
He says he lost 20 pounds now.
Yeah, he did. He's coming into this season a little lighter, and
okay,
I think he's still got the best quarterback in football throwing him the ball. So like that has to mean something. They're also still going to target him a lot based on what they're going to need in that offense. They're not going to have Rashee Rice for Jonnu, baby. They're not going to have Rashee Rice for at least 4 to 6 games, possibly with that suspension. So they're going to need more pass catching from him as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think just purely off the fact that he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and also we do think he's going to still be successful in this season. That I think we got to put him at 5.
5?
Right?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, Trav, Mr. Swift. All right. Now it's interesting because we've talked Jonnu. I like Fryer. I think I actually kind of like Freiermuth a little more than Jonnu this season, but I do think both of them are going to be successful this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. I know you both have both of them on this top 10. I don't think both of them should be top 10, but I can get down with one. I can get down one being top 10, maybe. What about we talked about Andrews. What about Hawkinson? This is where the craft. I think those are the next names we can get into in this particular level of conversation.
Mm-hmm. Should we put Tucker at 8, just so we don't have to continue the argument?
I think Tucker's at 7, but he had more yards than Jonnu. He had more yards than everybody on less targets. He had as many touchdowns. He was second in yards per catch at 14.1 yards per catch.
Joku.
I'm just saying, the numbers say that he was fucking elite last year, and he did it on less target share than everybody else. This year, he should see an even bigger target share. His QB also missed almost 4.
I don't know though, V. They have 5 wide receiver 1s in Green Bay. Apparently.
No, they have 5 wide receiver 3s, and hopefully 1 wide receiver 1 in Matthew Golden. I pray to God, 1 wide receiver 1. But this is a guy, 14.1 yards per catch, second amongst all tight ends, 700 yards, only 50 catches because he was amongst the least in targeted in the top 5, top 10 of those categories. 7 touchdowns, all of them huge touchdowns, and we know he's got great hands. I'm not saying 6, but I'm saying not 8.
So you're saying 7 then?
Yeah. Basically. But at 6, I do think that a guy like
I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
I'm down for that. Sure, you sold it well enough. Let's have the go ahead.
Hawk?
You want to talk about Goddard?
those are the 2 names I was about to mention: is Hawkinson and Dallas. The only reason I'm like, I lean Hawkinson because he sees more usage when he's out there on the field than Dallas Goddard does. But Hawkinson is also not on the field a lot of the time. But I do think he's an elite tight end. He's in an offense with Kevin O'Connell, right? Yes, Kevin O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
I said Connolly last time. That's why I fucked up. But Kevin O'Connell. And we know that if J.J. McCarthy can just be a decent QB, Hawkinson is really fucking good. Plus, he plays with 2 guys that blow the top off of any fucking defense in Addison and J.J.
The Njoku conversation is really interesting to me because we talked about him last year, and I mean, he was really fun to bet on. The team obviously was just terrible, and we all kind of think that the Browns are going to be terrible again. So where does that leave him? Like, could he still have a great stats season? Yeah. Maybe he ends up getting traded to a contender by the time because of he's like the old meme of the Ferrari sitting in the janky looking house situation. Or
like
the Lamborghini or whatever it is. Yeah, kind of. But I mean, I would consider him a top 5 to top 6 tight end in the NFL right now, just because of his playmaking ability. Yeah. Oh, dude, he's really, really good. And he's still young. How old is he? He's
29.
He's 28. Yeah. He had 882 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2023. Dipped a little bit last year, but that was because they were terrible. 64 catches and 5 touchdowns on probably the worst offense in football last year besides the Titans. So, I mean, I can get down with it.
I like it, but I also do think that like his QB play is the biggest question mark this year.
Hey man, if Flacco plays, I'd say if Flacco plays 5 to 6 games before they decide they want to give Sanders a run because they're going to be bad, Flacco can still get. He was great with Flacco in 2023 to finish off that season.
But Flacco didn't look good last year in the games that he played. Remember, we watched Flacco start a few games last. What about here, Mark Andrews?
I can get down with Mark Andrews here.
Yeah, let's do Mark here.
Right, Mark Andrews at 6. I know that there's a lot of convo, but not top 5, right?
Yeah.
But
I have to be honest and not to make myself sound too stupid. I didn't even have Njoku on my list.
Okay.
I didn't either.
We don't have to have him. We don't have to have him top 10.
No, but like now that you're saying it, and I'm looking at the target shares, I might have fucked up.
He's going to catch a lot of passes this year if he stays healthy, just because they don't have a lot of other options. Mm-hmm. I think we can go maybe Hawkinson here at 8.
I would be good.
Or Goddard.
Firemouth.
Or Goddard. I kind of like Goddard actually because the Eagles are going to be good again, and I think.
What about Fergie?
No. Not yet. Old turd.
So my only argument with Goddard is like if you look at his numbers from last year, under 500 yards receiving, he was one of the worst in terms of receptions too, right? Because of the limited target share with that Philly offense and how much they also run. And he only had 2 touchdowns. He's not somebody that gets targeted often in the end zone or in the red zone, right? We know that Jalen Hurts likes to use his wide receivers or his feet or Saquon Barkley. I could see the argument for him maybe being top 10 skill wise and like with his body of work. Maybe going into next season, I feel like Freiermuth might have a little bit more upside. What do you guys think?
I can agree with that. So we just put Hawkinson at 8 then, and then have the discussion about the last 2 spots? Because I feel like Hawkinson, even McCarthy, like you said, as long as he's not terrible, that he should have a good year again.
I'm down with that.
So let's go Hawkinson at 8. We didn't even mention from Profit King DNO of Kincaid or Knox. It's hard for me with both of those guys because it's just so difficult to determine who's going to be good at any particular point. I think Kincaid is the better choice, but Knox randomly will just get a bunch of catches, and then Josh Allen like falls in love with him and throws him the ball. And so it's hard to. If you only had Kincaid as your tight end on that team, I feel like he would be probably top 6 in this conversation. But because Knox is still there, he's going to take away targets. He's going to take away looks. He's going to take away situations. So it's like the whole Freiermuth and Jonnu thing. Like we both like those players, but if one of them was the number 1 tight end on that team, there would be a completely different conversation, you know?
Go Steelers.
Okay.
All right.
This is going to sound weird coming from me now, but like I'm looking at all the numbers from the tight ends and everything like that. And is it insane to go Freiermuth, Jonnu to finish this list?
No, that's who I had.
SPJ, you tell me. I know Sook's insane, but am I also insane?
I don't hate it at all. I feel like that we got to have Goddard on here. I know you're low on the usage and everything like that, but he still is a top 10 tight end in the NFL, in my opinion.
I agree, but is he like production-wise? I
would put Njoku over Goddard, though. No,
like top 10 production-wise this season. Is this a guy that's going to have 5 touchdowns even?
Do you think that Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth are going to have both better statistical seasons than Dallas Goedert?
Yes. Fucking 500 yards is not a lot to beat.
Yeah, I was going to say because the bar is so low, I couldn't see it.
I am going to be, and you shut your ears, boys. Chat, listen. Draft Jonnu Smith on your fantasy team. He's going to be a late sleeper that you can pick because I want to sneak him in, and these guys are going to want to take him from me, and I don't want that.
These lists are just my way to find out which guys I should draft to steal from you guys in fantasy.
That's how this is going to go. I can get down with
how hard I was fighting for Tucker Kraft. I was so upset.
Oh, go ahead and draft Tucker Kraft, my guy.
Yeah, have fun with that. You can at least root for him on your fantasy team and your actual team. That'll be fun for you. So we can put all this to bed and put Chigakonko at 9, right? You don't need to keep talking about it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
There you go. You didn't even listen.
Oh God.
Let's do. I think Njoku at 9 is good. That's fine. Well, and then I think 10 we either go Smith or Freiermuth.
Prophet King makes a good point. I feel like Jonnu is. It's also kind of what happened with the Dolphins last season. He became a safety valve and get the ball to him and watch him run 12 yards.
Jonnu Smith is the best yards after catch tight end in the NFL right now.
I think he was number 1 last year.
He was. He will be again probably this year. He is. When you get the ball in his hands, and if nobody is around,
he brought Chicago.
I chased this touchdown all last year.
Top 15 if their offense, if they can protect Caleb Williams for sure. Yeah. I like Cole Kmet going into this season. But Jonnu last year, you watch it, man. On this team, he's going to get left, and you're going to throw him 5-yard dump downs, and they're going to turn into 30-yard gains. I'm telling you. He is the best runner with the ball.
And I mean, do you trade for Jonnu if you really don't want to use him in this offense when you have a guy like Pat on the roster, right? You don't.
No, because the Steelers are going to win 11 to 12 games. So they're not.
The Steelers have Arthur Smith as their offensive coordinator, who was the offensive coordinator for the year the Titans went to the AFC Championship game. And they had 2 tight ends. It was Jonnu Smith's rookie season. And Jonnu Smith loves Arthur Smith. It's why Arthur Smith has tried to bring him to every single team he's been on because he understands his capabilities. They drafted him. They were a part of the process of bringing that guy to the NFL. They understand his abilities. Just Steelers tight end of your choice at 10. I mean, Pitts is a good one, even though there's been the whole conversation about Kyle Pitts the last 4 seasons. We got to see it first. I don't hate the Kmet mention. I think Goddard could be put in this 10 spot. There's a lot of honorable mentions for this last spot, I think.
I like this, though.
Yeah.
Just Steelers. Any tight Komet or not Komet or Freiermuth or Jonnu. Either one.
I think that this was like I didn't do the wide receiver list with you boys, but out of the 3 that I was here for, this feels like it was the toughest list.
This
one was hard. Yeah.
I feel like after top 4, 5 through 10, you could kind of mix and match. To be very honest, like I don't feel bad about any of those guys being like I could put in. You could make an argument for Hawk being 5. You know.
Yeah.
You can make an argument for Andrews being 5. You can make an argument for Njoku. Like you can make an argument for all those guys being in that 5th spot. But I think
especially because we went more like offensive potential. We didn't really like talk about blocking or calling shit out. Like we kind of left that off the radar.
I did because I had to. I needed any and all arguments I could bring to the table.
I think if you want to make the argument, and like you're right, sir, because this is more of the purely just pass catching ability and usage. But if you want to talk about overall tight end, as in on hand in the ground blocking aspect too, I mean, Kittle's number 1. Kittle is the best blocking tight end in the NFL, period. And with his catching ability and his yard after catch ability as well mixed in, he is still, I think, the number 1. Because Bowers is good at that, but he's not as good as Kittle yet. Whether he is, and he may not need to be because of how good he is catching the ball. They don't want him to get fucking around and be on the line.
George loves to fuck up a dude off the scrimmage.
Oh yeah, dude, Georgia 101. He started as a run blocking tight end, and then they were like, "Wait, hold on, this guy can catch the fucking ball." You know what I mean? That's why it's never kind of gone the other way. I feel like transition the other way.
He's got like the Joakim Noah love for the game.
Yeah, like you got Bowers is I feel like a Kelsey-esque kind of tight end. George Kittle is like a one of one. You know, you got your Kelsey, your Tony Gonzalez's, you got your guys like that. This is like a Jeremy Shockey type. Hit you in your fucking chest and put you on the ground, whether he has the ball or not.
It's like Gronk. Yeah. I mean, Gronk was a fantastic pass catcher, but that guy could fuck you up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. I remember that too, because especially with Aaron Hernandez there for the first little bit, Gronk was on that line of scrimmage, fucking blocking for TB12.
Yo, there's a few teams that have 2 really good tight ends this year.
Yeah.
It's because we talked about this last year with how many. Well, this is a longer, separate conversation. But how many teams last year switched to playing so much cover 2 because they were worried about getting beat deep? And then what did teams counterbalance that offensively? They ran a bunch of jumbo sets. They just ran the football down your throat because if you got cover 2 out there defensively, you can get 5 to 6 yards before a guy is even touching your running back. What does that need? That needs a 2 tight end set. That needs 2 tight ends that can break off the line of scrimmage and catch the football. And that's why you're seeing a lot of teams employ more 2 tight ends from their rosters, but also employ it on the field. So
and we're seeing it too because the tight ends are way more athletic now. So you can run full-on packages. You can run. We see teams running more out of center now, not like more than shotgun, but more than they have in years past because you can finally start to work things back into the game, things that we haven't seen in a while because cover 2 has gotten so prominent, right? It's kind of hard to blow the top off of defense when 2 guys are sitting back. But when you have 2 athletic tight ends that can also put dudes in the dirt, I mean.
Well, the whole point of if you run a jumbo package and the team thinks you're going to run the football, you run a play action set, and then you have Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth coming off of like drag routes that are in the middle of the field. Good luck, you know.
And you got DK fucking beelining it across the fucking sideline.
I said this to Shaggy when we were talking about the AFC North yesterday because he's a little lower on the Steelers, but he did agree that they have a lot of pieces, and if Rodgers is good, that they could be really fun. And I made the comparison to him, and like I was saying to you guys before, of Arthur Smith, the offense they ran in Tennessee when the Titans had that run in 2019. It was very much so ground and pound heavy, but it was hitting you with big explosive plays on play action. And A.J. Brown that season, that was his rookie year when everybody found out who A.J. Brown was. Their favorite bread and butter play was like a quick 3-step drop play action play, and it was a turnaround. Tannehill would turn around, and it was a quick dig to A.J. Brown in the middle of the field, hit that first window, and A.J. would just run away from people because he was fast. If they can figure out how to get that system put into place in Pittsburgh, where Aaron Rodgers takes 3 steps, a little quick hand, a little fake handoff, turn around, DK streaming across the middle of the field, hit him in stride. DK's faster and bigger than A.J. Brown. That's going to
baby.
A lot of touchdowns.
All this Arthur Smith talk, if I see Aaron Rodgers run into the end zone and do a fucking finger roll, I will lose my mind. I will lose my mind.
It could happen. No,
right?
But I think that the offensive. It seems like that is the offensive game plan that they're putting together in Pittsburgh of a good, solid offensive line, solid running game, ground and pound you, but then hit you with big explosive plays from a play action perspective with a fast, big wide receiver and a 2 tight end set, which is what the Titans did that season, and they ended up, like I said, going to the AFC.
And you know Tomlin's gonna let his OC fuck around a little bit.
Sure. As long as they're moving the football, like he's had terrible offensive coordinators and terrible offensive play for like 6 years, and they still ended up winning 8 to 10 games.
And Smith's got a lot of history with Aaron Rodgers too, doesn't he?
Arthur
Smith, or am I tripping?
I don't think so, because Arthur Smith was in Tennessee, and then he was in Atlanta, and then he was in Pittsburgh. So Rodgers wasn't in any of those places.
Wasn't he? Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
No,
where did he coach before Tennessee?
That's a good question.
That doesn't matter.
I don't think he was with Rodgers.
Redskins.
And Aaron Judge, the Redskins. You mean the Commanders?
Commanders. My bad.
Sorry. There's going to be I can't agree with this on the fact that there's going to be some tight ends that are going to be sleepers that are going to be really productive for teams.
Never sleep on the tight end.
Never. Or you can rest on it nicely sometimes. If you're feeling good. Jesus. All right, chat. Thanks for tuning in today. We went really long, but we had fun. We talked a lot of ball today, boys. Chat, we hope you guys enjoy the chatter that we had for you guys today. Baseball all across, summer league for the vibes. And then we are getting closer and closer as training camp starts this week for the entire NFL. 11 days, boys, until preseason football starts. We are under 50 days until football begins as well from the regular season perspective. So it is here. We are back in business from the NFL season. 11 days till preseason games, training camp starting all throughout the week. If you haven't watched already, go to our YouTube channel to check out our AFC and our NFC North preview. Go check that out on YouTube. So can I break down the entire division? Shaggy wrote about both of them as well at bettingnews.com. We're going to have a new divisional preview for you guys this week. Don't know exactly which one. We're going to figure that out yet. Maybe the South we jump into. We'll find out. We might do the East. We'll see. And then Shaggy will also have a YouTube video for you guys previewing the SEC. He's going to be diving into the SEC conference as college football is also around the corner. So, Padge, that's just for you with the UGA love. We're going to be doing previews of all the major 4 power conferences on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, subscribe. You get the notifications when those videos go live. Hope you guys enjoyed also Trizzy's breakdown of the entire UFC card we saw last night. He ended up making some units yesterday. So if you followed that video, you made some units with him as well, even though Poirier unfortunately did not get the job done in the main event. But I really enjoyed we've enjoyed putting together more and more YouTube content for you guys. We're going to have a lot more moving forward. All we ask is please go watch the videos. We hope you enjoy them. Give them a like if you really like the content. It really helps us out, continue to grow the channel and grow the content that we want to give to you guys. So go check out all those things. Boys, anything else before we tap it off today?
Happy Sunday, boys. This is fantastic.
Yeah, don't forget Celtics +2.
And then the Hornets +2. So it hasn't tapped the button, but he's going to. So don't forget, chat.
There's your summer league. There's your summer league. Celtics +2, Hornets +2. V and I actually did give you guys some baseball cake if you'd want to tap in. I took Contreras HRR for the Brewers, and then also Eugenio Suarez from the Diamondbacks for some bases. And then V, who did you take? Schwarber.
You can actually still get it. It's in delay right now, so it hasn't started yet. Schwarber over 1.5 total bases +130, and then the home run at +260, but you can get it at +300.
Hell yeah. Great stuff, guys. Appreciate you tuning in for hanging out with us. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow for Betspresso to talk about the weekend. We'll probably be doing some other NFL preview of some sort tomorrow, whether we talk about some teams or we talk about some players or something. We'll figure something out for the show tomorrow. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to the channel, get involved on Twitch, on YouTube, wherever you're following this content. Give us a like. It really helps us continue to grow the network, which we really love to do with you guys. We've got a bunch of really big announcements coming this week too. We will be announcing the winners of the Casa Dragones giveaway this week as well when BetOnline gets back to us for that. So look out for that as well. We'll also be announcing a few more fun things going on into the week as we get closer and closer to football starting. We're going to have some conversations soon about fantasy football as well. We're going to be doing a chat league again. So if you're in our active chat and you want to come and be a part of our fantasy league, feel free to get excited about that too. We're going to be talking about that really soon too. Vibes are high, boys. Sunday. Let's go. You guys came for the winners. You stayed for the vibes. Go follow these amigos on socials. Go follow us on all the socials as well. Go check us out at bettingnews.com. And we will catch you tomorrow for the start of the week. Been a pleasure, boys. Catch you guys in the next one, chat. Take it easy. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
rolling, rolling, rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling, rolling.
What you gonna do now?
Down in the rolling, rolling, rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know